All right, let's talk about Japan, specifically Osaka and Kobe. Now, if you're the kind of traveler who's been around the block, you know the drill. You've seen the main sites, but we're going deeper. We're going to peel back the layers and get past the usual tourist stuff to find the real cities. Think hidden gems, incredible stories, and a kind of luxury that you can't just buy out of a brochure. So let's start with this quote because it hits on a pretty deep fear, right? It's that nagging feeling every savvy traveler gets that you'll spend all this time and money and still somehow miss the point. You know, that you'll just be another face in the crowd, completely missing the true soul of a place. Well, that's exactly what we're here to prevent. We are not going to let that happen. Okay, so first things first. To really get to the heart of Osaka and Kobe, we've got to clear out some of the clutter. You know, the stereotypes and misconceptions that, well, they keep most people from ever seeing what's really there. So let's just tear those down right now. So look at this. On the one hand, you've got the simple postcard version of these cities, and on the other, the much deeper reality. People think Osaka is just this loud, chaotic foodie fest. And yeah, the food is incredible, but that's only half the story. There's this amazing balance of pure energy and deep tranquility. Then there's Kobe. Everyone knows Kobe beef, but that's like saying Paris is only famous for the Eiffel Tower. It's a city with a massive international port and a 700-year history of making sake. But the biggest shift here is how we think about luxury. It's not about some pre-packaged, cookie-cutter experience. It's about you, becoming a curator, piecing together something that actually means something to you. And this whole idea of finding what's real, well, it leads us straight into a huge problem. A paradox, really, that every single one of us faces when we travel today, even if we don't realize it. We're basically fighting a battle on two different fronts. First, there's the outside world, the physical battle. I mean, look at this number. Nearly a third of visitors to Japan are feeling the squeeze of over-tourism. You're literally fighting for elbow room, standing in endless lines, and those quiet, reflective moments you were dreaming of, they can feel completely out of reach. It's a real challenge. But then there's the internal battle, a totally different kind of crowd, the one inside your head. You know what I'm talking about. It's called choice overload. You open your laptop to plan and bam, you're hit with a tidal wave of blogs, top 10 lists, reviews, Instagram posts, and your brain just short circuits. Having too many options doesn't actually help us choose better. It just creates stress, you freeze up, and even when you do finally pick something, you're less happy with it. It's crazy, right? So what do? How in the world do you find your way through all this noise, both outside and inside? Well, a lot of people are looking to AI for answers. But here's the thing, and this is super important. Not all AI is the same. Not even close. And this right here is the key difference. Think of a generic AI planner like someone just randomly scraping Google. It's pulling from the entire messy, chaotic internet. You know, blogs that haven't been updated in years, fake reviews, the whole shebang. It's the kind of tool that'll confidently send you to an amazing restaurant that actually closed down last year. An intellectual compass, though, that's totally different. It's more like a precision tool. It isn't searching the whole internet, it's searching a hand-picked, expert-curated database. It's navigating a sea of pure quality, so you know every single suggestion is verified, relevant, and frankly, exceptional. So how does it work? It's actually super simple, but really powerful. First, you give it your signal. This is you. It's what you're genuinely into. Maybe it's artisanal sake or modernist architecture or whatever. Then the AI takes that signal and cuts through all the noise, searching only its trusted expert database to find things that perfectly match. And what you get back isn't some generic one-size-fits-all itinerary. It's a blueprint, custom-built just for you, a trip that actually reflects who you are. And what this does is it completely changes the game. The entire goal of your trip shifts. It stops being about just consuming things, ticking boxes off a list. Instead, it becomes about meaningful curation. It's all about quality, not just cramming in as much as possible. You can see this philosophy perfectly in places like the Todo Seawind Owaji, which was designed by the master architect Tadao Ando. Now, he could have just put a giant wall of glass in every room to show off the ocean view. Easy, right? But he didn't. Instead, he uses these massive concrete walls with very specific, carefully placed openings. Why? To frame the view. It's not just a panorama anymore. It becomes a piece of art. It makes you stop, really look, and appreciate it. Now that is curation. And this idea of curating an experience, it goes way beyond just what you see. Take a place like the Hotel La Suite in Kobe Harborland. I mean, they've thought of everything. The sight? It's not just pretty flowers. It's lighting calculated to be the most flattering. The sound? That's not just background music. It's the sound of a limited edition Steinway. The smell? A custom essential oil designed for deep relaxation. And of course, the taste and touch are just as meticulously planned. It's not a hotel room. It's a fully immersive world built to engage every single one of your senses. This applies to food, too. Curation is about knowing the little details that make a huge difference. Let's talk Kobe beef. It's not just a famous name. It's a super strict standard. For example, it has to have a beef marbling standard, or BMS, of at least 6 out of 12. Just knowing that little fact, that number, elevates your experience. It separates you from everyone else just ordering the famous dish. And it's also about appreciating the artistry behind the food. In Japan, so much of that comes down to the tools. Get this. An absolutely staggering 98% of professional chefs in Japan use knives made in one place, Sakai. It's a city that's been mastering the art of blade making for 600 years. 600 years. Think about that. Suddenly, that amazing meal you're eating tastes different, doesn't it? When you know the story of the very tool that created it. Okay, so putting this all together, this whole philosophy of curation really just puts the power back in your hands. It lets you approach your travel planning in a way that's totally new and way more meaningful. It's all about making choices you feel genuinely good about. And a big part of that is choosing where you'll stay. But again, instead of drowning in a sea of 1,000 hotel listings, you can use platforms that have already done the first round of curation for you. So you might look at a site like Relux, which is super exclusive. They've already handpicked the absolute best for guaranteed excellence. Or maybe IQ.com, which gives you a wider range of options, but they're still all top tier. The point is, they let you start from a place of quality, choosing from the best of the best. So when you boil it all down, what's the big idea? It's this. Your next trip doesn't have to be something you just consume. It can be a blank canvas. The greatest luxury isn't about having the biggest budget. It's about the creativity, the thoughtfulness, the act of creation itself. It's about you becoming the artist, the curator of your own incredible story. So the only question left to ask is, what kind of masterpiece are you going to create?